A new year means getting older and a chance to have a fresh perspective on life. And while many of us focus on change in the new year, we can also highlight that it's okay to accept yourself the way you are. Joining me now to tell us 5 ways to embrace positive aging is author and wellness educator Patricia Greenberg. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Doing well. Happy New Year.
Thank you. You too.
So we're looking for some practical tips that adults can use to embrace the aging process. We're talking about fearlessly, peacefully. How do we love ourselves as we are into the new year?
Well, we always like to start out. I tell everybody the number one thing is to start living well and living life on your terms. And the number one thing we all have trouble with is not caring what people think. And that's really the first step, because once you start to just live your life for yourself, everything changes.
Yeah, so it sounds really nice too, aging well, but what exactly does that mean to you?
So I always like to start off with everybody's hearing about what to eat, how to exercise, what do we do? First of all, start out by nurturing yourself with foods you love. Just make sure they're always the healthiest versions. So instead of eliminating things from your diet or being afraid to eat things because you're not going to feel well, find that little groove that works for you and just make sure you're doing it the best way. I like this old-fashioned advice of an apple a day, an orange a day. So always make sure you have that little bit of fruit and that little bit of vegetables, and then the rest of the time, maybe it's 80-20. You're doing great most of the time and you're still enjoying your life.
Yeah.
And, in conjunction with that, we talk about what do we do for fitness or wellness. We're hearing that sitting is the new smoking. Mm-hmm. And the number one form of movement for optimal wellness is walking. So anytime that you can get up and move, spend down on the floor, lift things. I always say do your own housework. Do some things that just require movement, getting out, walking the dog. These little things we do around the house and just outside in our everyday lives really, really makes a difference. So we're looking at 30 minutes a day, 3 10-minute increments, just enough to get you out there. The gym is great, any kind of exercise, games, dancing. Get out there because it's also fabulous for you socially.
Yeah, and socialization and physical fitness become more important as we age. But one of the number one things that we're afraid of is just aging. So what are some ways that we can embrace and be more positive about getting older?
Okay, so the first thing, again, I like to say is accept your age. I call it radical acceptance. It's okay to be old. It's okay to be middle-aged. You're there and there's nothing you can do about it, and there's really nothing you can do to actually reverse aging. And so anti-aging, a lot of it is a scheme to get you to purchase things. So just understand the age you are. I'm a little bit off the beaten path when I say like 60 is not the new 40 or 50 is not the new 30, because in reality, your body is that age. So learn what it is for the best for you at that age. Because if you're trying to keep up with the 20 and 30-year-olds and you're 50 and 60, you could hurt yourself. So the number one thing is embracing it. Secondly is, of course, getting all the necessary tests, the medical examinations. What is it you need to make sure that you're healthy? And then take a look around you. And once you see, okay, this is where I'm at, this is what I've done with my life, this is where I'm going, what can you do to simplify your life? Because being at peace, instead of I say aging gracefully, I like to say age peacefully. What can you get out of your life that creates chaos and stress? Because that's really a killer on our bodies. And
Yep.
The number one thing is avoiding loneliness. We're finding friends,
Yes.
family, activities. They really make the journey more rewarding, having people to bounce things off of. There is also a physical response to being alone, to not being touched, not hugging people. So I always like to say the triple whammy is find some friends, go for a walk, be out in nature, eating healthy foods with other people. Anything done in a group is much more rewarding than doing alone.
Yeah.
And lastly, regardless of the obstacles in your life or what you have done, what you haven't done, it's all in the past. So just kind of be in today and say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I can improve, whether it's baby steps or long strides to get there. It's a journey. It's not something that happens overnight, and there is no being there, as we say. Every day is a different day. Every morning you wake up and it's a new day and a new time to start something new. And again, that old cliche, today is the first day of the rest of your life. And every day you have an opportunity to make changes for the better.
All very well said. Patricia Greenberg, thank you so much for joining us with those tips this morning. And that loneliness that you touched on, that's an epidemic conversation for another day. But
absolutely,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so have a wonderful day and a happy new year. And just, let's all be there for each other.
Happy New Year. Thank you,
Thank
Patricia
you.
Greenberg.
You too.
Appreciate it.